Every time I check my phone, these Nolan Wells updates get more unpredictable. Apparently, the evidence that they claim Nolan Wells' family and his team of attorneys didn't have, the race-hustling grifters, well, apparently that evidence could be going to a grand jury soon to secure indictments. And then on the other hand, Nolan Wells' friends just keep coming out of the woodworks, and each friend that comes out is probably worse than the other. These people are terrible. Let's address Nolan Wells' best friends who've been speaking publicly, because one of the best friend and family even dispute if they were friends at all. But let's talk about the best friend, or the friend that the family actually knows, that, they're confirmed to have been friends. Javon let me down, yo. And it's starting to feel like these best friends that are coming out are compromised. Somebody paid them off, in my opinion, because this just don't make sense at all. Javon, for all intents and purposes, was really great friends with Nolan. Out of all the people who have came forward, Javon is the only friend I saw who posted almost 100 pictures with him and Nolan, like 100. So they had to have been, I guess, some type of close. So because you're that close with Nolan, we expected you to be next to the family during this press conference trying to seek justice, trying to get justice for Nolan. But instead, Javon is on TMZ trying to contradict everything the parents and Benjamin Crump are saying. And I'm asking him why? Why?
It's a contradiction. They're not saying the same thing. One of them is telling the truth. One of them is not. We have to get to the bottom of that. It's important. And then the fact, Reverend Al, that they have this video of an argument that is going on. And thank God, all young people, they have cell phones, and anytime you hear people raising their voice, they start the video. And so you hear on the video, Nolan saying, "Give me my freaking phone. What are you freaking doing?" And that becomes even more relevant when you think about the story that they are presenting, that Nolan chose to stay behind. That's what.
Javon, have you seen the video that's been going around social media where people think that they're hearing an argument between people, and they're wondering whether or not Nolan is one of the people in that argument? You just described that you had another friend, not Nolan, another friend who was in and got into a dispute. Is that video the other argument that you were talking about?
Yes.
So, but is that Nolan in the video?
I can't tell. It's too far away. But in that video, I feel like the voices are too clear. Like from the side, it's too clear for it to be that far away, for it to be Nolan arguing. And then also that altercation, it sounds just like my other friend that got into an altercation on the boat. And they were trying to, like, as he was in that altercation, I was calming him down. They were trying to get him out off the island. They were trying to get him back to land because he was just losing it. So
describe that. That's kind of interesting. What was that about?
He was just very hostile. Like he was just like really like mad. Like they were just trying to, like, the parents on that boat were trying to get him out.
Y'all know y'all just messed up, right? That wasn't smart at all. These kids think they slick, but they not slicker than us. They not slick enough. Hold on to every word he just says. That's very bad news for the other best friend. What he just says contradicts, and I'll be real, it even indicts and take away the other best friend claims of being innocent. What he just said is very bad for the other best friend. Let me explain. Javon just said, the person who was screaming and yelling in the video, who was so hostile, we had to remove him from off the island, that was Tristan Shepard. That was the other friend. Now, hold on to what he just said, because it's very important. Don't let go of those words. It was Tristan Shepard who was quote unquote screaming. And it was Tristan Shepard who was so hostile and so out of control, they had to move him off the island earlier in the day. Developments tonight in the mysterious death of 18-year-old Nolan Wells. For the first time, one of Wells' friends who was with him during that 4th of July boating trip is speaking out. He's responding to the growing questions surrounding the teen's death and the speculation that has exploded online. Investigators say Wells disappeared during a trip to Horn Island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. His body was found there 2 days later. 16 WAPT's Carlos Garcia here now with us with what that friend is saying, Carlos.
That's right. Well, Nolan Wells' friend says that it wasn't Nolan that was featured in a viral video appearing to show several people arguing, but rather it was him engaging in the verbal altercation while Nolan was elsewhere.
I just know I've lost my best friend.
For the first time, a friend who was with 18-year-old Nolan Wells the day he disappeared is speaking out. Trayston Shepard declined to appear on camera, saying he and the others who were on the boat have been receiving threats.
We did no wrong here, and we don't understand how we're getting so much hate behind it. We all cared and loved Nolan, and nobody wanted to see Nolan die. Nobody wanted to see his life be taken so short.
Shepard also addressed this viral video that has fueled speculation online. Nolan's parents believed it showed their son involved in a confrontation. But Shepard says it wasn't Nolan, it was him.
That's the video I'm referring to. That's me yelling.
Shepard says he returned to the mainland later that afternoon, while Wells stayed behind on Horn Island with a girl he had met that day.
Let's break this down very slowly. Trayston Shepard was on the boat with Nolan. Trayston Shepard is obviously one of the suspects in Nolan's death because he was on the boat with Nolan and those other white boys. Trayston Shepard claims he was Nolan's best friend. That's the first lie. Because the parents have never heard of Trayston Shepard, never seen Trayston Shepard, don't know who Trayston Shepard is.
I saw that today for the first time because really a lot of folks who were there have been silent. We saw, people taking down their Facebook. It was almost an instant reaction that people went into to protect themselves. But Trayston Shepard described himself as Nolan's best friend. He gave an interview saying that he was the one who was yelling in one of the viral videos that people had been questioning, and said that it wasn't Nolan in the video, that it was him, and that Nolan met a girl that day that he really liked, even though he'd never, interacted with this girl before. Her name was Katie. Have you spoken to Trayston since Nolan's passing, and how are you responding to his account of what happened?
So first of all, we don't know Trayston. We've never met him. So to say, best friend, childhood friend, that's a bit of a stretch. We've never met him.
The best friend claim is a lie from the pits of hell. The parents don't know you. You're not his best friend, in my opinion. Now, the next claim is he left later in the afternoon with the other white boys, and they asked Nolan if he was coming, and Nolan told them he was going to stay behind to talk to Katie. That's what Trayston is saying. But here's the problem with that. Trayston has admitted that was quote unquote him yelling, right? Well, Javon just says Trayston was so hostile. He was moving so irate and so crazy, they had to remove him from the island. So if Trayston was removed from the island earlier in the day, then where is this nonsense that Trayston coming from that he was present and that Nolan told him later in the afternoon, he was going to stay behind on the island to talk to Katie? They left at 4:30. By 4:30, according to Javon, Trayston was off the island already. If that was him yelling, right? Right? See, they came out so fast to try to discredit this video to make their white friends look innocent, and all it did was just throw them under the bus. That was him yelling, right? Cool. If that was you yelling, your homie is saying you was off the island, bro. You got kicked off the island. You was going too crazy. So how you got kicked off the island, but all of a sudden later in the afternoon, you was with the white boys on the island and Nolan told you he was gonna stay behind. It sounds like you're running interference for them white boys. It sounds like you're running interference, bro. It sounds like they put you out here as this mixed half black kid who could come here and say, nah, we innocent. Nah, they innocent. They ain't do nothing. You wasn't there. You was not there. You was not present. You wasn't there in the afternoon. You got kicked off the island. According to Javon, he personally helped get you off the island because you was moving too crazy.
They met that day, and it was kind of one of those things. It did come off that day that he really did like her, but that was the only time they've ever hung out, was at Horn Island on July 4th.
But now is, I was there. I was there with the white boys, and we told Nolan, we asked Nolan, hey, bro, you want to come, huh? That's what it is? Now, even Javon is acting like, well, nah, man, the video was altered. Yeah, I bet, buddy. That's why I say, these kids are not slick enough, man. See, Tristan, if you're getting paid, bro, to come out and say these things, I don't know this to be a fact. It just, bro, if you're getting paid to come out, bro, just admit it, man. Hey, man, I made a mistake. Because I'm telling you right now, Tristan, I'm telling you right now, bruh, when that grand jury get this evidence and your homie, who mama is a judge, when she got to make a decision, now she probably won't be on the case, but I'm saying, if she had to call in some favors, oh no, they gonna lock your butt up. They're gonna lock your butt up before they lock up Warren. Trust me. You going first. Oh no. Them white boys gonna come together and throw you under the bus. So you out here running interference, talking about something you know nothing about apparently, because Javon say, nah, they got you off the island early in the day because you was tripping. And then magically you ended up on the island later in the afternoon claiming, oh no, we told, man, all right, man. But this is what I'm talking. When I say, yo, these friends gotta be, they has to be paid. Somebody has to be calling these plays, man. It doesn't make sense at all. Now, Nolan Wells' family, Benjamin Crump, and attorneys, they met up with the DA. And apparently, this is the first time we've heard of this. Apparently, the DA is talking about taking this evidence to a grand jury and having a grand jury decide on whether or not they have enough to bring charges against Nolan Wells' friends.
Good morning. I'm attorney Ben Crump, along with attorney Lisa Park, attorney Eric Hurts, Justin Preston, and Cliff Jones. We have the honor of representing the family of Nolan Wells. We have present with us his mother and father, Christine and Elmore. We've just had an opportunity to meet with District Attorney Angel McElgrath and some members of her team. We had a very respectful meeting. The thing I assume some of you may know, the thing to announce, she shared with the family that there will be a grand jury that she will turn this case over to once they have collected all the information and finished their investigation. We also agreed that we will have a mutual inspection of the cell phone with our experts and their experts. Attorney Eric Hurts is helping lead the investigation team with former law enforcement experts who are going to help us with the cell phone download. So everybody will be able to see at the same time what the cell phone has. We also talked about trying to make sure we dot every I and cross every T. I know that we're getting about 50 calls a day to 100 calls a day from people who were there on Horn Island, people who are familiar with individuals that were there on Horn Island.
Benjamin Crump said two things. They have information that they can't even share with us because they don't want it to get out. What would that information be they can't share with Benjamin Crump and the parents? No, they got a suspect now. Secondly, they said, yo, we'll be presenting this information and information we gathered to a grand jury. So they've already, so the whole accidental drowning is out the window already, bro. They have, you see how they just quietly like threw that out the window? They initially came out and said, yo, it was no foul play, accidental drowning. Then all of a sudden is, oh, nah, we'll be presenting this to a grand. You don't present accidental drownings to a grand jury, bro. You only present criminal affairs. Which is why I'm so confused. If Benjamin Crump, if the DA is now saying, okay, they're gonna present this to a grand jury, why are the friends coming out on some, nah, man, he just drowned, what was going on? Why are y'all trying to derail this investigation? Why are you speaking to TMZ and not the police? Why are you speaking to TMZ and not the parents? And I give the police at least some credit here. They have at least somewhat, right, have somewhat announced, okay, yeah, we were kind of wrong about this. They probably killed that kid. Let's investigate. Grand jury coming up. But I still look at the police and I say, yo, how dare y'all? See, to this day, the police still have not done the work that's needed. They have not done a full, thorough investigation. Can you imagine that the friends who are speaking to TMZ and telling TMZ they have information, they know what went on, they have, even if they're saying, hey man, nah man, that's not Nolan, nah man, they're still presenting themselves as if they know things that took place on that island. The police still haven't spoken to Javon at all.
I'm curious if the police have. I know they said they're still investigating. Did any investigators ever speak to you about what you saw that day?
No, sir.
Really?
Okay.
Cops have not talked to you yet.
No, sir.
That's
I don't
odd.
see why the cops would have. I don't see why the cops would have to talk to me. I mean, obviously, like like I had said my plea, like because whenever I had talked to the people at Sunheard, it was whenever the body was discovered, and the autopsy people and the all those people were there.
Well,
Not the-
I'll tell you why I'm surprised. Because you knew Nolan well, and you knew that he was friends with these guys who were the last ones to be around him before his body was found. And I would think they would at least want to know, hey, just the things we're asking.
Right.
The police do not give a damn. Harvey, you are right. If the friends is coming, I know information, and they're speaking to TMZ, why wouldn't the police be speaking to them? Because the police don't give a damn. And I'll be real, bro. Some of these friends, again, I don't know. Javon may just be, he just may have misspoke. He just may have made a mistake. He really loved Nolan. But that other friend, Tristan Shepard, he is sketchy and sus. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, okay? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here to find out why this particular interview was a very big mistake for Roc Nation and Jay-Z, right? It was a huge error. I'm going to see you guys in this video right here somewhere on my screen. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.